Now I'm going to introduce my final report, exploring English synonyms, rich and wealthy. And here's my contents. I divide into 6 parts: introduction of synonyms, contrast between synonyms and antonyms, and the 2 project objectives, research instrument, research procedures, and the results. First, let's talk about the introduction of synonyms. About the definition, synonyms are words that have similar meanings. They are words that can be used interchangeably in a sentence without changing the overall meaning of the sentence. Examples like rich and wealthy, strong and powerful, smart and intelligent. Importance of synonyms is contribute to linguistic diversity and add subtle expression to the information, and allows for conveyance of subtle distinctions, enabling more precise expression of different meanings in various contexts. Through these points, we can see the significant role that synonyms play in language expression, emotional transmission, and context adaptation, the important tools for effective communication. The contrast between synonyms and antonyms, and that antonyms have different definitions. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings, while antonyms may have words that have opposite meanings. And about the usage, synonyms can be used to add variety and depth to writing, avoid repetition, and enhance the overall quality of communication. And antonyms emphasize direct opposition in meaning, such as the contrast between powerful and powerless. Let's look at the examples. Antonyms: rich to poor, strong to weak, powerful to powerless. And here is my research objectives. What are the frequency distributions of synonym rich and wealthy in the news and spoken registers within the COCA corpus? And the second objective is what are the main collocations of the English synonyms rich and wealthy in the COCA corpus, and what do these collocations reveal about their usage? And here is my research instrument. The corpus of contemporary American English was developed by Mark Davis at Brigham Young University. It is largest publicly accessible English corpus and the large, well-balanced corpus of American English. COCA includes over 460 million words of text and is categorized into 5 distinct types: spoken, fiction, magazine, newspaper, and academic corpora. And here's my research procedure. Step 1, updating frequency distributions. First, we input the word rich into the Tools research box by selecting the Chart tab, which shows us a frequency distribution. And step 2 is obtaining collocation in the text. In this step, we examine the collocations of word rich by selecting the word tab. And here we come to the results part, and it is about the frequency, rich and wealthy. In the COCA news corpus, the adjective rich appears 10,760 times with a normalized frequency of 88.38 per million words. In contrast, its synonyms wealthy appears only 3,253 times with a normalized frequency of 26.72 per million words. A similar distribution is observed in the spoken corpus, around 126.1 million words. Rich occurs 8,556 times in spoken data, and whereas wealthy is found just 2,697 times. In summary, rich is far more frequent than wealthy in both the news and spoken context, both in raw counts and when adjusted for corpus size. Rich is approximately 3 times more frequent than wealthy in each corpus. For instance, in the news corpus, rich occurs at a frequency of 88.38, while wealthy is at 26.72, and the ratio is nearly identical in spoken language. This suggests that English speakers and writers strongly prefer the term rich over wealthy when referring affluence, regardless of the context, whether in news or spoken language. And now let's look at the second resource collocation, rich and wealthy. Although both words denote wealth, rich is used 4 times more frequent than wealthy in COCA and is more versatile in its usage. Both words commonly collocate with nouns referring to people groups or an economy concepts, but their emphasis differs. For example, rich man appears more frequently than wealthy man. Wealthy is more often used with terms like people, family, and individual, whereas rich is more commonly used as a quality noun, reducing the need to add people or individuals. Additionally, rich can collocate with nouns like history, soil, and color to mean rich history or rich soil, showing that rich has a broader meaning beyond finances, while wealthy is rarely used in such metaphors or abstract context. From a social cultural perspective, wealthy is more commonly used in formal and analytical context, while rich tends to appear in descriptive or narrative context. And that's my PowerPoint. Thanks.